Things are boiling nicely guys in this video. Mambo yanachemuka vizuri tena zaidi. William Ruto will be one-term president guys. Believe me or not. Now, guys, Rigathi Gachagua the former deputy president alikuwa pale ndani ya serikali and William Ruto baada kurealize huyu jamaa amekuwa akimsomanisha. Kumbe Rigathi Gachagua akiwa pale ndani alikuwa anasoma William Ruto venye huwa anaendesha serikali. In fact, William Ruto akiwa na Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, kuna vitu ambazo William Ruto alikuwa anafanyia Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And that's why unaona Uhuru Kenyatta alikuja karealize, akaambia wa Kenya kwa jumla kwamba huyu jamaa iwapo mtamchagua then mtakuwa mmejichimbia nini? Kaburi. Akaambia wa Kikuyu kwamba huyu jamaa nimefanya na yeye, I know him very well. Atawawekanisha kwa kona na mtakuja kunililia baadaye. And now Wakikuyu wanalia. And now Wakenya wanalia. So Rigathi Gachagua amekuwa ndani ya serikali baada ya kufuata huyu jamaa. Baada ya William Ruto kumbegi, kumwambia nipatie do, tufanye campaign, tutoroke hii kiti. Rigathi Gachagua kapeana do. Nataka usikize because guys nilikwambia William Ruto decided to pick Rigathi Gachagua kama running mate wake in 2022. Because Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa na do. Na unaenda kusikiza, Rigathi Gachagua amejaribu kuexpose kwamba ni pesa zake ndo ziliweza kumake sure William Ruto amepita kufinance IEBC. Unaona watu wangu? Kulipa software ambayo iliweza kuibia William Ruto kura. So in this video, don't try to swipe it. Kumbuka yesterday Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa kwa interview. Baada ya William Ruto kuwa 5 days tour upande wa Mount Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua akawa kwa interview on Monday, yesterday. So Rigathi Gachagua ameongea mambo mengi and I want you to pay attention. Mimi nimekuwa nikichukua points nikuwekee. One, Rigathi Gachagua anatuambia mambo ya mbolea. Hii mbolea ambayo William Ruto anauzia wa Kenya ama wakulima wa Kenya 2500. Hii mbolea ni free. Imetoka Russia. Na imeletwa kwa ajili ya wakulima wa Kenya. Wapewe free. Wapewe free. Unajua guys, kitu kikuja ikiwa free, even yule ambaye hajakuwa kilima atafanya nini? Ataamua kuanza kulima because ni free. Bana William Ruto amekuja kurealize ya kwamba kila mtu akilima hapa nchini Kenya, nani atauzia mwingine? Nani atanunua? Na yeye anataka tax hapa nchini Kenya. Nani atanunua ama nani atauza? Kila mtu akiwa nayo, sasa kutakuwa aje? William Ruto akuja anauza hiyo mbolea 2500. Rigathi Gachagua anatuexpose kila kitu. Number 2, Rigathi Gachagua anatuambia hii mbolea ambayo imekuwa ikienezwa, hii mbolea ambayo imekuwa ikiuzwa fake, ni William Ruto amekuwa akiorder. And Linturi alikuwa Minister of Farming. And William Ruto alimkreatia traps. Linturi alikuja karealize mbolea ni fake, akaambia William Ruto, bali William Ruto ndo anafanya procurement pale na Felix Kosgei wanafanya partnership. So William Ruto akaamua kuinstruct Linturi aweze kuachilia hiyo mbolea ikuje hapa nchini Kenya. Because ni fake, lakini anasema kwamba wewe achilia na usahau hiyo story. Unaona William Ruto? Hiyo ni kichwa William Ruto. Baadaye wakaanza kuuzia wakulima wa Kenya. Na ikatambulika ni fake. Baadaye akuja anataka kumwekanisha Linturi ndani. So Rigathi Gachagua anajaribu kuexpose kila kitu ndani ya hii video, usikose. Na Rigathi Gachagua pia anatuambia about zile 10 billion ambazo William Ruto amekuwa akituambia Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa anaitanisha. And usichoke, Rigathi Gachagua anatuambia William Ruto alikuwa anataka kumpatia 2 billion. Na it is true, Rigathi Gachagua amekubali. But now hizo 2 billion Rigathi Gachagua alimwambia azimtoshi because alimfinance kwa campaign pesa mingi zaidi. In fact, Rigathi Gachagua kampani zake zilianguka. I want you to pay attention. Kabla tuendelee, show me like video. Kabla tuendelee, and show me like video kama kawaida guys, I hope been telling you that hii channel imekuwa ikisupportiwa na wewe na imekuwa ikishikiliwa na wewe, so sina budi ila kusema thanks so extensive kuendelea kusupport hii channel. Guys, zile moments tena unaenda kuchukua ku like video, acha Mungu aweze kuonekana, kutetee, akupiganie kwa kila jambo ili uweze ku prosper ndani ya maisha yako. Wale wageni ambao wanatazama kwa mara ya kwanza, please guys, kama huja subscribe hapo chini, ensure tu kwa mioyo mikunjufu una subscribe hapo chini ili tuwe familia kubwa tena zaidi. Guys, Rigathi Gachagua is not a joke. Rigathi Gachagua worked with the Moi. Rigathi Gachagua worked with the Uhuru Kenyatta. Rigathi Gachagua worked with as a personal assistant of Uhuru Kenyatta. And Rigathi Gachagua worked as a DO. And Rigathi Gachagua amefanya na William Ruto. Nimekuwa nikikwambia. So Rigathi Gachagua amekuwa kimaster. So what Rigathi Gachagua is trying to do is just to copy paste. Rigathi Gachagua amejump completely. Nataka usikize jinsi ambavyo Rigathi Gachagua ana expose William Ruto step by step. Sikiza.
13 to 2016, Felix Koskei, the head of public service, was the Minister for Agriculture. So when Mithika Linturi was appointed Minister of Agriculture, the President and Felix Koskei were running the ministry. Mithika Linturi was just a flower girl in the ministry. And I can tell you, they wanted to fix him about fertilizer. All fertilizer is procured at State House. Yeah? The President determines to buy from who, at how much. It is the President who does that with Felix Koskei. So when they were trying to fix Linturi, when they brought bad fertilizer, and I'll give you evidence, the one that you want, because I think this is important. A company called Maisha Minerals and Fertilizers Limited. This is Defki, who is a partner of the President. He is also into fertilizer, and he is the one who imported bad fertilizer.
Okay.
So when the report came from KEBS, saying this fertilizer is bad, President William Ruto ordered Linturi to allow the fertilizers to come in and forget about it. Then they wanted to arrest Linturi and take him to court for this fertilizer this year. And I told the President, you cannot do that. You know, Mithika Linturi is innocent. It is yourself and Felix Koskei who are buying fertilizer in State House. In fact, as we speak today, I want to tell the Kenyan farmers, today there is no fertilizer and the long rains are here. Because fertilizer has not been procured. Because it's the President himself who does it. He decides from who at what price. And this has taken time. Okay?
All right.
And again, finally, the Russian government gave us 40,000 metric tons of fertilizer.
The donation.
It was given to this man called Maisha Minerals by the President. And another 30,000 metric tons from Nigeria given to the same man. They blended and sold it to government. A donation from Russia, a donation from Nigeria was processed and sold to the Kenya government at the same price that we were buying fertilizer from. And I would like you, now that I've told you, go and ask the Ministry of Agriculture, the fertilizer that came from Russia as a donation, which farmers were given free of charge? The ones that came from Nigeria, which farmers were given free of charge? The President gave it to Maisha Minerals, Defki, his friend, blended, packed, and sold to the Kenya government. They pocketed billions of shillings. That is why we are saying what Muturi was saying, it is true. You know, the President would speak in cabinet. Mimi sitaki ufisadi katika serikali yangu. Na mimi I'll be merciless to anybody who is caught up in corruption. You know, people will just look at him because all the procurement in this government is done by William Ruto. In fact, in cabinet.
Unaona watu wangu, and don't forget, Rigathi Gachagua is telling us about 10 billion Kenyan shillings ambazo William Ruto ana claim eti Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa anahitaji. Sikiza.
You're equally on record in public mentioning that President William Ruto offered you 2 billion Kenya shillings to resign ahead of the impeachment in October.
Yes.
So isn't that a counter narrative?
No. I talked before. He talked the other day.
Okay.
I have not talked after he has talked.
So your claims are true?
I said he talked to me. He sent a very senior officer in government. One, he called me myself when we disagreed and said, I cannot work with you. I would like you to resign. And if you don't, I'll impeach you. And later on in the interview, I'll tell you why we disagreed. And he said, instead of you going home empty-handed, and since you assisted me, I would like you to go with your retirement package, and I can get you some money to get you started off, like 1.5, 2 billion. I told him to go to hell. I'm not interested. I'm priceless. And that kind of money, you know I have. You know how much I funded your campaign. I am not a man to be given 2 billion shillings. You know what the kind of money I am into. And therefore, I said, fine. He sent a very senior officer to come and see me. On Thursday, when the National Assembly resolved that I should be impeached by going to the Senate, that Friday morning, he sent a very senior officer to come and see me. And he gave me his terms. And again, it's my ethics because I don't record people. I recorded that conversation, giving me that offer from the president. I have that record. Okay?
So the senior official was speaking for the president?
Yeah, he sent me. The following day...
But you know the burden of proof lies with the accuser. We need to see this.
No problem. The following day, he told the officer I should go and have a discussion with him. And I refused to go to State House. He suggested I go to his hotel, the Western Hotel. I refused. And we met somewhere along State House Road in one of the safe houses run by the National Intelligence Service. And between me, that officer, and myself, we had a discussion with the president. Again, I recorded that conversation for posterity because I know William Ruto. I put it on record. Again, he gave me that offer. I told him I'll think about it. I didn't want to have a fight with him because it was not necessary. That officer persuaded me that I should listen to the president. And because he's a man from home, he said, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, just listen to what he has to say.
Who is this officer?
No, I don't want to...
For the sake of our public, you go for an interview, you have to...
Let me explain. So I said, no, I declined. The day I went to the Senate, the first day, that officer again was dispatched by the president. And I refused to see him, but after consultation with my counsels, I agreed to see him. Again, he brought me another offer. I recorded it. I am very conflicted. That officer is an innocent man. He's an emissary of the president. He is in service. If I expose him now, he will lose his job. He will be in very difficult circumstances. So on discussion with my family and lawyers, we have agreed that when he retires, and it's not very long from now, we'll be able to release that information. And I have done that because I know his family and I don't want to jeopardize his position. And because he did not come on his free will, he serves the president and he cannot be able to argue with him. I'll have that information. It is ready, it's well stored. And I would like to tell these people not to try to come and read here to get it. It's not here. I've stored it nicely with somewhere, and it's in good position.
Allow me to reel you in, because you're a truthful man, as you say. At the end of the day, if you're giving us allegations, you have to substantiate.
I don't have to. I have told you, because when the president went to that interview, he was asked to substantiate. He refused to substantiate. I have done a lot of substantiation. I've explained to you why I don't want to receive the information now. But I will release the information because it's for public information, so that between me and the president, the people can know who is right and who is not right and who is lying to the people of Kenya.
You know what your critics are saying?
Yeah.
Since
again, he had come to the mountain after almost 6 months of a lot of disquiet. And he needed to do some explanation. So he summoned all the vernacular stations to attempt to pacify the region that he had betrayed and to give a justification as to why he had betrayed the people of the mountain.
Okay.
These are people who had trusted him. These are people who supported him without an MOU. These are people who supported his presidency without a political party. These are people who believed in him, in all the things that he promised them. He betrayed them, he turned against them, he misused them. And he felt, of course, his advisors told him that he needed to set the tone and explain why he hounded me out of office, despite having promised the people of Kenya that he will never humiliate his deputy, he will never persecute his deputy.
Okay.
He even went beyond humiliation and persecution. He hounded me out of office.
Okay.
And he was asked a question as whether he is the one who impeached me. And he looked down, because he couldn't look at the camera straight and say, no, I'm not the one. It is the MPs who did it. In fact, I tried to persuade them not to. They tried 2-3 times. And they said, if we don't impeach this man, we'll exchange his name with yours. It's all, of course, a lie. Everybody knows. His women rep in Uasin Gishu, both Sholei, publicly in his presence told him, Mr. President, what you say I do is what I do. You told me Gachagua aende nyumbani, nikahakisha ameenda. When he rose to speak, he didn't deny. He just looked down. Everybody knows it's the worst kept secret in this country that he's the one who crafted the impeachment and bribed members of parliament at 500,000 each and senators at 10 million. Bribed the mover of the motion, the Kibwezi West MP. He has been everywhere complaining he was shortchanged. He had been promised to be the chairman of the Budget and Appropriation Committee after successfully tabling the motion. And again, the president was saying that the MPs overruled him. It is common knowledge that those Mount Kenya MPs cannot overrule the president. They do whatever he wants. You remember when he told them to pass the finance bill. They went and passed the finance bill despite the fact that there was public outcry. And the members of public had serious problems with them. The day he changed his mind because of the Gen Z protests and said, we are doing away with the finance bill, they were clapping for him. They never argue with him. You remember, again, the Adani saga. They were defending the Adani saga. And the MPs were supporting him that Adani is a good thing.
Okay.
The day he changed his mind and said we are stopping Adani, the same MPs were clapping for him. So it is very hypocritical and dishonest for President William Ruto to claim that MPs disobeyed him. That having dealt with that, he said that he had me hounded out of office because I asked him for 10 billion.
Before you even get to the 10 billion, because you've raised issues about members of parliament, who the president was on record mentioning that you actually bullied these members of parliament, that you told them if they do not kneel and submit, they will be shown the door and go home.
That is also another lie. I'm not on record anyway. I'd like you to produce a clip where I told members of parliament to kneel before me. They cannot kneel before me. I'm not God. What I told the members of parliament, and it's true today as it was then, to listen to the ground and stop following President William Ruto blindly against the wishes of the people.
Then why were you picking small fights?
Let me explain to you. They are not small fights. It's the president who is calling them small fights. Advising members of parliament to listen to the ground is not a small fight. It's a very honorable duty for a leader of my caliber. I listened to the people. The people did not want the finance bill 2024. And I told the members of parliament, people do not want the finance bill. Don't follow the president blindly. He will leave you kwamata. And if you people don't adjust by this December and start listening to the people of the Mount Kenya region make decisions the second year of election. And I was telling them from my experience, by the end of this year in December, if you guys have not aligned yourself with the people and listened to the people are crying about overtaxation. The people are saying they don't want the affordable housing. The people are saying they don't want you to tax avocado. The people are saying that there is too much government into people's lives. And you people are following William Ruto blindly. I am advising you people as your leader. From what the Wananchi are telling me, if you don't adjust and listen to the people, you will find yourself in trouble come 2027.
But it just wasn't MPs. According to the president, his PA Farouk Kibet received...
I'll explain. I'll explain. Let me first deal with the 10 billion. President William Ruto is a master with deceit. And he's very good at driving narratives to suit what he wants. Between the year 2018 and 2022, he drove a narrative in the Mount Kenya region that Uhuru Kenyatta is incompetent, he's a drunkard, and he has ruined the economy and the country.
But it's collective responsibility. You were right next to him.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, among the people he persuaded. He persuaded many people, I included, because he's very persuasive when he gets on a narrative. And he drove a narrative against Uhuru Kenyatta and recruited all of us, I included. I was among the leader of those who believed in what he told us, that Uhuru Kenyatta is a drunkard, is a useless leader, is a man who has messed this country, is a man who cannot be trusted to organize the succession. And we should despise him, we should hate him. And we listened to William Ruto, and he persuaded us. 5 years down the line, Uhuru Kenyatta is gone. William Ruto, the one who said Uhuru is incompetent, has come on stage. The education system that was working when Uhuru Kenyatta was there is finished. Children at home. The health system has crumbled. People are overtaxed. Nothing is working in the country. Yet, at that time, he had persuaded us that Uhuru Kenyatta is an incompetent man, is a drunkard, is a leader not worth talking about. He came and persuaded us that our enemy as a region is Raila Odinga, who is a witch doctor. And since Uhuru Kenyatta has brought him, and Uhuru Kenyatta does not mean well for us, we should hate Uhuru Kenyatta and trust William Ruto to carry our destiny. We believed him. He's very good in driving narratives. So when he came to the mountain, he needed to drive a narrative against Gachagua, thinking that the people are as gullible as they were then. And he was confident that if he could successfully drive a narrative against Uhuru Kenyatta when he was president, he could equally drive a narrative against Gachagua. And he cobbled this narrative of 10 billion. The purpose was to show the people in the Mount Kenya region, this Gachagua guy is a very selfish man.
So did you or did you not blackmail the president?
Of course I did not blackmail the president, because if I did, Rogers, it would have been accusation number 1 before the Senate.
Impeachment.
This impeachment was crafted by William Ruto. It was drafted by the National Intelligence Service and Professor Kindiki. And the president even had blackmailed him. Blackmail is a criminal offense. It should have been accusation number 1. It did not appear anywhere. Since October 18, the president has...
So uniambie kwenye comment section. Huyo ni William Ruto, amekuwa akifanya dictatorship hapa nchini Kenya. Akifanya corruption, mambo ya mbolea, analeta mbolea fake. Hii mbolea ambayo anauzia watu 2,500 ni mbolea, ni free fertilizer kutoka Russia. So Rigathi Gachagua amekuwa pale ndani na ametoka nje. So anatuambia ukweli. So guys, let me know from the comment section. Siku njema, bye bye.